Your full name is Charlene Elizabeth Baltimore.
Charlie Baltimore's alive, sir.
I'm in the PTA.
Then quit!
We have 24 hours. We find her and we kill her.
Honk if there's any trouble.
Yeah, so Miss Daisy, I be honking.
He's been licking his asshole for the last 3 straight hours. I submit to you that there is nothing there worth more than an hour's attention. And I should think that whatever he is attempting to dislodge is either gone for good or there to stay.
It's Slippy Craig on the
Welcome to the hangout. To the hangout, welcome to the hangout. To the hangout, welcome to the hangout. To the hangout, welcome to the hangout.
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
That's right. You know what that means. Because usually y'all hear me come on, hey, but it's Christmas, so you get a holy moly. We are back up in here, baby.
Holy moly donut shop, brother. It's that magical time of the year, you know what I'm saying? Where the elves put a little dust in the kids' eyes, you know what I'm saying? It's like you see a little bit of that Christmas magic.
Yeah, I knew you was going there with it. A little bit of Christmas magic. That's what we need right about now. Okay. Lots going on. I need the love. I need to feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody this December, everybody need the love. So if you are capable, which I know every human that's listening to this is, spread some love. If you can't get nobody enough for Christmas, give them some love.
That costs nothing. Nothing.
Absolutely.
But effort and your time. It is that PRICE, and who's on this Christmas movie with me?
Yowie wowie. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Kwanzaa.
Merry
Christmas, shouter. It's your boy X, the unannounced. You feel me? AKA no muddy water, but I'm a grown man, shouting. You understand? I ain't just a band. I'm a grown man, shouting.
I love it.
Ready to bring some Christmas cheer to you and yours.
We all need the
love.
We need it, baby. Speaking of needing the love.
Love, yeah, and Christmas, yeah.
And Christmas, I've had a deep love for the things that we have been doing when it comes to showing people that certain movies are, in fact, a Christmas movie.
Even if it just so happens to be around Christmas when it's taking place, right?
I'm just saying. You feel me? But
you just walk outside. The scene just so happens to have Christmas in it. It's still Christmas.
I'm saying, here's the thing. And now, if y'all have been riding with us, and I know there's some of y'all out here that have been riding with us from the beginning, and we thank you, okay? But if you have, and you know how we do around here, because we have reviewed Die Hard for Christmas, okay? That was our Christmas movie. And people were like, that's not a Christmas movie. Yes, it's totally a Christmas movie. And we proved such things. No different than us proving that Akeelah and the Bee was a Mother's Day movie. You know what I'm saying? It was a Mother's Day movie. It's totally a Mother's Day movie. And we proved it. People loved it. High numbers. It was all good. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to do the same thing here with the Long Kiss Goodnight. It's totally a Christmas movie. It's totally a Christmas movie. X, I'm telling you.
Guys, you know what I'm saying? Again, if y'all have been listening, y'all know how I feel about movies that just so happen to take place around Christmas. But, just stick around, man. Stick around. My cohort has some compelling arguments. And let's see if he can convince me that this is a Christmas movie and not just it takes place around Christmas.
Ooh, watch me work, baby. This is what I love to do. You know what I'm saying? I love
isolation play. Everybody clear out. Let them work.
Watch me work, baby. And that's what I'm going to do. As we go through this movie, I will definitely point out the reasons why. It is totally a Christmas movie. So, But before we can do that, of course, we cannot do anything without X giving us some of that beautiful bean footage.
Like, you know what I'm saying, guy? I can't even do I can't do nothing at all but give you this long kiss goodnight trailer.
Hello, girls. Caitlin, come help me in the kitchen. Hurry up, because I forget where it is.
That's her mom. She's got amnesia.
What if you couldn't remember your real name, your first kiss, or your last goodbye?
I don't remember.
Honey, you have an ETA on that carrot?
Stow it.
And then suddenly,
I used to do this. I'm a chef. Yeah!
without warning,
Give me something else.
Celery! Scallions!
Ah!
all your memories
Name's Charlie. I'm coming back.
came flooding back to you,
Hey, Charlie. Long time.
one bullet at a time.
I got movement on Samantha Kane.
You're kidding.
I may have a lead on someone. May still have some of her stuff.
This man, he's going to help me find some things out so we'll be safe.
Your full name is Charlene Elizabeth Baltimore. This could be trouble.
My name is Samantha Kane.
No, forget all that.
I'm in the PTA.
Then quit! You're an assassin working for the United States government.
We have 24 hours. We find her and we kill her.
Run for your life!
Charlie Baltimore's alive, sir.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie. The spy.
Back when we first met, you were all like, oh, fooey, I burned the darn muffins. Now, you go into a bar, 10 minutes later, sailors come running out. What up with that?
This fall,
Honk if there's any trouble.
Yeah, so Miss Daisy, I be honking.
if you have plans for a calm, quiet evening,
Cover your ears. Hey, should we get a dog?
it's time to kiss them all good night. Gina Davis, Samuel L. Jackson, The Long Kiss Goodnight, directed by Rennie Harlan.
Ooh, a lot of action up in there.
Thriller.
Boy.
That was a thriller, wasn't it? Huh, guys? You know.
A lot of Christmas cheer and joy. A lot of giving in that trailer.
There's a lot of giving in that trailer. I watched that thing back. It was a lot. It was a lot of giving.
Yeah, might not be the kind of giving, you know what I mean, people expect it, but a lot of giving. Okay. So here's a synopsis, ladies and gentlemen. A school teacher and single mother, Samantha Kane, played by Gina Davis, lives an average suburban life until she begins having strange memories of unexplained violence and discovers that she has physical skills that she never imagined. Hiring private detective Mitch Hennessy, played by Samuel L. Jackson, to probe into her past, Samantha discovers she's a well-trained government assassin who went missing after suffering a bout of amnesia and that her former handlers want her back in their employ. The release date, October 11, 1996. Director, Rennie Harlan. Running time of 2 hours and 1 minute with a budget of $65 million. And a box office.
$5 million.
Oh, yeah.
$95 million.
Yes, sir. Which is odd because, we'll talk about the movie, but I would have expected more. But back then in 1996, that was not bad, though. It was still not bad to have a $30.5 million profit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Absolutely.
But it may explain why there was never a part two, however.
Yeah. Might explain a lot, actually.
So I will say first, let me give props to the synopsis. props to the synopsis. You can almost tell when things were written pre-Chat GPT or Chat BT, and BET.
Chat ABC, dog. Chat ABC.
So everything prior to Chat GPT, it seems like they actually thought about the synopsis. Like they really thought about what they want to say, how they didn't want to spoil the movie. They give you enough to make you interested, but not too much. You know what I mean? So you actually will watch the movie. Yeah, and not have it spoiled. This one is good. I mean, it's good. It tells you enough, but doesn't spoil it. And I'm like, cool. They don't even give the spy name. Now, I will say, guys, before we get started, please understand that this movie is an older movie, 1996, man. So
also,
there will be spoilers.
Also, guys, I would like to point out, and to add on to that, just to kind of give perspective, 96. Your boy was about a year and maybe what? 5, 6, 7 months. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
About 7 months. You know what I'm saying? It's an older movie, guys. So again, there will be spoilers. There will be a little bit more of a discussion because this is an older movie, and hopefully, after y'all hear what we got to say, maybe y'all go check it out. And if you fans, hopefully, we did it justice, and y'all can let us know in the comments.
Just saying, though. Just saying. And hey, without further ado, let's get this Christmas gift. Let's open it up, man. I don't want to wait till the morning. You know what I mean?
Time to open up these presents right here, dog. You know what I'm saying?
On, man.
Wowie. We getting straight to it.
Ooh, so
I had to fit it in there.
So oh man, because we can't do it without doing it. We went ahead and jumped into it, but I will say this: getting into this, man. First of all, we have Gina Davis, who's playing Samantha Kane, as we said. And then we have, yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell. Samuel L. Jackson playing Mitch Hennessy.
Mitch Hendog, you feel me?
Come on, man. And some shout outs, of course, Brian Cox, David Morse, you know what I mean? These guys went on to do a lot of great things and have a lot of great roles as well. So this movie for me, just real quick, I gotta say this movie for me holds a special place in my heart. I have always loved this movie. Sam was, Sam was really starting to, kind of get in there.
Kind of bubble a little bit.
Yeah, bubble, man. Because it was only.
He had some good ones under his belt, and this was another.
Yeah, this was definitely one, man. Denzel was
good.
Denzeling. You know what I'm saying? Denzel was Denzeling. But then here comes Sam. You know what I mean? Sam ain't clean cut and everything like Denzel. He's rough. He's raw. I mean, he even said in the movie, like, look, I ain't handsome. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't got to be all that. Black and ugly as ever. However, you know what I'm saying?
He took over that lane, dog. He did. Hey, where Denzel shines at this, I'm gonna be the complete opposite and still hold this lane and hold my value.
Exactly. Where Denzel is, okay, all right, okay. You know what I'm saying? That's Denzel, smooth, whatever. But Sam is like, hey, I told you, put down, that was his thing. Like nobody yells like Samuel L. You feel what I'm talking about? So you just gotta find your thing and you gotta own it, right? So going into it, man, and of course, I love Gina Davis, man. Magnificent actress, magnificent. Everything I've seen her in, man, she bodies her role. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how good the movie is or whatever, she bodies her role. So I've always had respect for Gina Davis. So to see the pairing of these two already was like, oh man, okay, this is okay. Let's see what they talking about. And man, I was not disappointed at all. So I've always just really liked the movie. So when we talked about this, it was like, hey, we're going to review this. I'm like, yes, you know what I mean? Because it gives me a reason to watch it again. Gives you, a reason to watch it, period. And then I get to talk to my partner and them about how you feel, you know what I'm saying, about a movie that I have held, close to my heart. So reason being, man, is because, like I said, it gave me best of both worlds. It was like the female version of Die Hard to me. Okay, not the same storyline, but but as far as it's around Christmas, and it's a lot of action around this. You know what I'm saying? They ain't tripping on killing people. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It's not
supposed to be
traditional.
celebrating Jesus' birthday. Santa Claus.
I know, but
we
not
blowing
today,
some things up in this.
Like today right here, we got stuff to do. You know what I mean? We got people coming after us and all this stuff here, and then tomorrow we're gonna get to that. You know what I'm saying? But this day right here, so the people coming after us, they try to kill us. You know what I'm saying? So we got things that we got to do. You know what I mean? So that's what I loved about it, because it's still, you know, still Christmas feel, but with that action. It's not traditional. You know, Santa isn't coming down the chimney and all this stuff. Or somebody stole all the presents and all. Ain't none of that. This is straight survival, baby. Straight survival. So, when I first watched this, man, going into it, I'm like, the way it starts off, bro, just, you know, it's a mystery to it right from the jump. You know, her coming in, just telling you, like, hey, I've gone through this. I've had some amnesia. You know, so forth and so on. And then first thing, you know, when we meet her, you know, she's in a little, you know, parade and everything, Christmas parade. All right. So the first thing out the gate, she's dressed up as Mrs. Claus, man. You know what I'm saying? She's pretty much in a sleigh. Okay.
Pillar of the community. Vibes,
correct.
Brother.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody know her, head of the PTA. You know what I'm saying? She keep everything on lock. You know what I'm saying? She probably organized that whole pageant. You know,
she probably did.
All we know. Yeah.
And of course, like I said, first reason I call it a Christmas movie, she starts off, she's in the outfit, bro. You know what I'm saying? She's Mrs. Claus. So there's one. All right, let's just say it on a. There's one. She's starting off as Mrs. Claus.
Okay, add that to the notes.
I like the little montage of certain things they were doing. You know what I'm saying? Her interactions with her daughter and their friends, and her friends and so forth and so on. And you know, she's actually hosting a Christmas party later that night. You know what I mean? You know, and I mean, come on, man. It's already setting up the mood. You know what I mean? Let you know, like you said, she's a pillar of the community. Everybody loves her. She's just a sweet, nice person. And the first thing I'm gonna shout out for Gina Davis is, I feel like she gave us two different characters in the same movie. You had Samantha Cain.
Absolutely.
Right? Samantha Cain, man, you know what I'm saying? Just a good-hearted, you know, woman who's probably baking cookies, like you said. She's in the PTA. She's taking her daughter, you know,
very involved in the community. You know, very well perceived, well liked. You know, kind of like, you know, a version of someone that they wanted to always be.
Correct.
So they're doing their best to personify that and make it happen.
That's right. But as this is going on, though, you know, we see a character in a jail cell, like, I mean, not in a jail cell, but he's in jail. And, you know, all of a sudden he sees Samantha Cain, you know, in her Mrs. Claus garb. And all of a sudden he's going crazy. Like, what? It can't be. What? How? No, you know, he's just going crazy over seeing her. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, she's fine. Don't get me wrong. But the way you acting, bro, it's like
that brother Vendetta was outside immediately. He was like, he could not. He was flabbergasted. He was godsmacked. He was gobbledygooked. You know, any kind of surprise word that you can say. That's what he was in that.
Absolutely.
Sitting in that hall watching TV. He, like, you know what I'm saying? Just very taken aback. Like, ain't no way that she's sitting on my TV as right.
Yeah. But we don't know why yet. You know what I mean? We don't know why. We're like, okay, well, whatever that's about. And then they're off of it. Now, I'm talking about the direction of her then husband, director Rennie Harlin. Because Gina Davis was married to Rennie Harlin. Okay. And he directed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Keep it in the family, huh? You know what I'm saying?
Keep it in the family, baby. You know what I mean? Even the money. Keep it in the family.
Make some millionaires in the family. That's all.
Hey. So I'm already giving my man props on this direction, though, because we don't know why this guy is going crazy over seeing her on TV. However, it happened. Boom. Okay, let's put that to the side for a second. Now let's let's revert back now to this party that she's got going on. You know what I mean? Christmas party that she got going on and such and everything. And you know,
A holly jolly Christmas party, big dog. Okay.
Come on, man.
I'm with you so far. Cookies on the table. You know what I'm saying? Lullabies being sung and
all of that. And then
the vibes are there.
The vibes are there, bro. And then I like the little part, of course, where the little boy trying to steal the cigarettes and everything. You know what I'm saying? I like the callback. I like the foreshadowing in a sense, man, of certain scenes that's going to come later. But I just like how certain things were set up. It was just the little things, man, like that made another scene so much more impactful, so much more funnier, right? All that was set up in the beginning of the movie. So that's why I'm giving props to this dude, bro, because I'm like, he really directed the crap out of this movie.
Small nuances, man. The small nuances. He knew if I amplify these, they can matter and make every scene feel large. That takes a good vision.
Exactly, bro. That's a good director that knows this callback later in the film is going to have way more impact just from setting up this right here if you're paying attention. So all of this is going on, man. You get to see actually her husband, you know what I'm saying, or her fiance. You get to see how cool he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got a sense of humor and everything. I'm like, okay, you like him for her. You like her from him. You know what I'm saying? You like their life. They got a pretty good relationship, man. It's nice. As my girl, you know what I'm saying, is taking Santa Claus home. You know what I'm saying? He's maybe 3 sheets to the wind. He's been drinking a little bit, little some. He tried a little hanky panky. You know what I'm saying? All type of stuff.
Man, finish the night. On me Santa Claus would.
Yep. Hey, trying to make them jingle bells. You know what I'm saying?
That's all. Deck them halls, man.
So, but this causes a distraction while she's driving, and lo and behold, as we all know, it will happen. As you're driving on a snowy road, a deer will appear. Okay, reindeer. By the way,
they picked the absolute best times. If I could just go off on a small rant, you know what I'm saying? It's always them nights, you had a great time, and then you're on your way. You're just trying to make it safe. And then a deer just like, tonight's the night. I'm gonna go ahead and walk onto the street.
Walk on the street and stay right here too. On top of that,
I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying right here.
Could have just kept on minding my business, but no,
I just kept walking. But
correct.
No.
Now, debatable. You can debate and say, but could that have possibly been a reindeer since it is Christmas?
I see what you did there.
I'm just saying.
Mr. and Mrs. Claus just forgot to put up the reindeer.
Right. Come on, bro. It's Mr. and Mrs. Claus in a car. The reindeer is in front of the car, like Rudolph, the way he would lead the car. Man, come on, man. Stop me, man. Stop me. Hold on. Of course, you run into a deer, something's getting damaged. You know what I mean? You, the deer, however. And this is what happened. It flung her out of that car too, by the way. She hit that deer. Them legs got kicking.
Let's just say she got some sky high miles.
Ooh, boy, she got some hops, bro. I ain't lying, bro. She got some hops.
Bro.
Now, what I do like also about this scene is that it gives you just a hint. I'm talking about just a hint, bro, of how strong she is. How resilient she is, how tough she is. Because when she woke up, bleeding from the head and everything, right? No shoes on, nothing. She walks through the snow. She walks in that water, didn't flinch, bro. Didn't even say brrr. You know what I'm saying? She didn't hit you with a Gucci Man burr. You know what I'm saying? She didn't even do none of that.
Add another 3 R's.
Come on, man. She walked straight across through that water, straight over to that deer, and grabbed him by the antlers. You know what I mean? By the antlers, by the way.
Well, listen, man, sometimes some people are very compassionate about animals, and sometimes people just want to help, especially if the animal is,
suffering. Yeah,
it's suffering. Hey, you don't need to suffer much longer. And it seems like, Samantha was one of those people. Gina Davis might have felt that in her heart. And, she portrayed it as Samantha and said, look, I just don't want this deer to suffer no longer. And, just took things into her own hands.
Yeah.
You hear me? Her own hands.
She literally took that reindeer, by the way, with them antlers, and crack. You know what I'm saying? So took him on out of his misery. And I was like, cool. You know what I mean? Cool. But it also showed you just how deadly she could be as well. And by the way, I will say Santa Claus didn't make it. That car was burnt up. Bro. That car was burnt. So he's done. So anyway, okay. All right, and then she passes out.
And then we pivot from that, right? Because very electrifying moment. If I do say so myself, it's very heavy hitting. So then you like, oh, I didn't even know she could do this. She was just Miss Santa Claus early in the pageant.
Exactly. So I like the mystery aspect of it. Like, what is going on and who is this woman? So from there, of course, we get to go over to Mitch Hennessy, you know what I'm saying? As he does what he does, setting up a scam of sorts, you know what I mean, to get some money out of some clients and whatnot by setting them up with a fake sting. Gotta let you know what he's on, you know what I'm saying? Like, Mitch will do anything to get some money, period. But however, he actually is a legit PI. You know what I mean? He actually is that. But we will see that he has no limits. He will even use bums, you know what I mean, to pull one over on somebody. But I will say that he has a super down, I don't know what you want to call her, partner or associate or however.
I believe we'll stick with associate. Partner sounds good too. I mean, seems like a very mutually beneficial relationship. So,
yeah,
and we don't need to gray it.
Right, and she will play her part, you know what I'm saying, to help, as well. Yeah. Which that's why I'm like super down. She knows what he's doing is wrong and all that, but she's like, I'm riding with your partner. But we come to find out that Mitch is actually the PI that Samantha Kane has hired to help her find, some kind of information to help her with her amnesia so she can find out who she is. And it's at this moment where we find out that Mitch's associate has, come across some information that will more likely help, Samantha, which I do think is kind of cool that his name is Sam in real life and her name was Sam, Samantha, and they called her Sam also. I'm like, I see what you did there, director. I see what you did.
Nice little cute little head nod, keep it in the family, though.
Nice
keep it in the
family. You know. But like I said, Sam, man, he's trying to get that bread and come to find out, like, okay, cool. We got bills to pay. We need some money. You got a little something on amnesia chick, as he like to call her. All right, well, cool. Let me go find an amnesia chick and let her know what I got for her. You know what I'm saying? And this leads us to the next scene, basically, which is Samantha trying to teach her daughter how to ice skate and everything. And right here again, like I said, especially since she hit her head and she is, woke up and trying to figure out what's going on. You kind of see a little bit of hints of who she is. You know what I'm saying? Coming along. You know what I mean? You go from that to her in the kitchen, just like the trailer shows. Her chopping up food. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out who she is, but starting to see like, wait a minute, wait, I can chop this up really fast. And it's funny with her reaction, like, oh my God, this is what I used to do. I was a chef, woohoo, you know what I mean? I was a chef, and they just, and I thought that part was actually funny too, man, because they just throwing all this food out on the table, you know what I'm saying, on the counter.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean, bro? Like, you just
scallions, all types of tomatoes.
Come on. Now you got to go buy more groceries. You know what I'm saying? You're chopping up all the food and then we ate.
Either that, or hopefully you got enough plastic containers to store all that.
Something.
You know what I'm
some
saying?
Tupperware, right?
Yeah, some Tupperware, something, because those gonna have to go right back in the fridge. You know what I'm saying?
Back.
But
right.
Hopefully you gotta make a meal where you can use all this stuff that you just chopping up like this, all willy nilly like that.
And so of course, right, there's the line. If you watch the movie, the movie, that's one of the good lines, you know what I'm saying? Like her throwing up the tomato and throwing the knife through it and sticking it to the wall, and like chefs do that. You know what I mean? That's dope. It's dope. But again, just like before with the little boy trying to steal the cigarettes, this director is good at callbacks. He set up the line for, hey, chefs do that, right? Okay, cool. And then, you know, of course, like I said, you know, we come to find out that she was, you know, trying to teach her daughter ice skating. Daughter, she's scared, you don't want to do it, and da. And she's like, no, come on now, you got it. Mr. Perkins is over there looking at you, which another call back, by the way. Mr. Perkins said throughout the whole movie. Mr. Perkins over there looking at him, which is the doll that her daughter likes to keep, you know what I'm saying, on her. And yeah, she just picks her up, and it's funny because the daughter's like, wait, no, I'm not ready. The daughter could feel it, bro. She's like, I am not ready to be ice skating right now. I am not Tanya Harding.
Literally, great intuition.
You feel me? Great intuition as a kid to know that you are not ready. Look, mama, I ain't scared. I ain't scared, y'all.
Yeah, it ain't that I can't do this or that I won't do it. I just give me a second. I could get myself together.
Yeah.
I got a brace for this.
Can I get a minute, mama?
Yeah, just a small little minute too, man. Let me just get myself together, mama. Mama said, nah, you ain't got no time. Come on.
Mama.
Get on out there on that ice.
Woo. And what happened? She falls, and come to find out she fractures her wrist. And I do think it was cool, man, how the husband, when you see her, she's up in the tree house, you know, and he's coming in like, I think you're looking for a doghouse. I'm like, I said, boy, he put the knife and twisted at it.
Yeah, he wasn't letting it up. He wasn't letting up.
But I love their relationship, though, that he knew, you know what I'm saying, he can joke with her like that. You know what I mean? You know, so.
But it also showed you, too, man, that following scene where it's like Sam is jumping out. You know what I'm saying? You kind of had like a personality shift.
Yeah.
While she was trying to teach her. So it was like, oh, you a little scary. Oh my God. And then next thing you know, right after, in the next scene, you know, when she's all like, I feel so bad, this, that. It's Sam right back in the forefront.
Yeah.
You had that weird, like, eye glitch, like a personality shift. Like,
right. You get like, the
girl, pain is life.
Right. Pick yourself
get over
up.
This. Pick yourself. Don't be a baby. Dust yourself off. Don't be a baby. You'll be all right. I'm like, whoa, Mrs. Claus don't talk like this. Somebody make something make sense here.
Absolutely. So as she's in that doghouse up in the tree, we start to hear the little carols. And then, you know, it's funny, man, because you first hear, you're like, okay, those are carolers, but God, they sound off or something. Like, y'all need to go back and practice something. But as she goes to the door with cookies and whatever else she was going with and all that, but we come to find out that dude that was in jail, he's right there at the door with a big old shotty. And here she comes. Here's Samantha Cain again. Like, what is going on? However, the real her inside, you know what I mean? The person that she cannot remember is starting to leak out, like X said. You know what I mean? You're getting little hints right here. She's pretty handy, okay? For this guy coming out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying, trying to harm her and shoot her. She is pretty handy with everything that she can pick up. Anything, doesn't matter. Plates, forks,
all
stockings.
Stuff,
I don't care what it is. Man. She was using it. And again, like I said, you start to see how tough she is. Because I'm gonna tell you something. There was a scene, bro, when he was laying into her, dog. Like he was laying into her.
He let her have it.
Bro. And he took that gallon of milk, bro. I was like, yeah. He hit her across the face with that gallon of milk. I was like, bro, come on, dog. She's a girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? He don't care, bro. So you know, like, whoa. But bro, I swear, she grabbed that pie. Ooh, what is it? Pie in the sky or pie in your eye?
Pie in the eye directly too, dog. She said, huh. And that was enough of a distraction. Okay, let me get this man off because he was applying pressure, dog. I thought he had in the fourth quarter. She came back, won the game at the end of the day.
Yeah. And then when she did him in, you know what I mean? What did she say? Chefs do that. You know what I mean?
Chefs do that, brother. Chefs do that.
Nice little call back. You know what I mean? I'm like, cool. So I'm saying that part right there. We're not gonna go blow by blow. We just want to say that it's just the little nuances, like X is saying, that goes throughout this whole movie. There's just certain little nuances that you're like, okay. I remember when they set that up in the beginning, and then they brought that back. Nice. So to masterfully do that, I'm telling you, I was impressed all the way through. Just everything. Like, it never had a point where I'm like, oh God, this is dragging. What is going on? So, like I said, now we're in it. Now we know something is going on. Why is this person coming to kill you? So the mystery is all definitely at hand because now enter Mitch Hennessy. You know what I'm saying? Now Mitch Hennessy is in the scene. So the police are there. You know, he's there. Of course, you know, you know how he looked. And people would automatically think he's the problem. You in this neighborhood, bro. You don't think you belong up in here, boy. But anyway.
Sometimes you gotta teach them boys a lesson, you know what I'm saying? That was one of them old school lessons right there, boy.
Come on, man. But now, this is when the movie actually begins. Now, I did want to point out, by the way, carolers at your front door singing Christmas carols. That's a Christmas movie. Number 2. So,
I hope y'all at home are taking notes. You know, as Price is laying these key facts out for y'all.
Keep
you
the
know
tallies, baby.
Case. Keep the tallies going, everybody.
And I'm being fair by saying 2 because I could have really thrown in the reindeer thing. That should have been 3 technically, but whatever, right? We're just gonna say.
I thought it was. I thought that's why you said it.
That was like an honorable mention, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't
okay,
prove
honorable
it was a reindeer.
I ain't mad at that.
But it was a deer that had antlers, man. Come on, man. Yeah, but whatever. So this is where the movie officially starts.
Read the tea leaves, everybody.
And now you got Mitch and Samantha, you know what I mean, going to find out, okay, what is this about? What is the information you found? And will it lead to me finding out who I am? You know, now she's left her husband, she's left, you know, her daughter Kate, you know, Caitlin, you know, Katie, whatever her name, Cathead, what do you call her? She's left her with the husband, and so now she's gone. And he's cool about it too, man. I mean, like I said, she had a good dude. I mean, he didn't even trip that she's about to go off with this strange black dude, you know what I'm saying, and go find whatever. He was just like, you know what? Listen, whoever you are, whatever it is, I don't care. I love you. You go and do what you need to do, so we will be better. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't be better unless you are better. You go do what you need to do. And I'm like, man, bruh, he be holding her down, dog. He was holding her down because even during that little fight in the beginning, you know, he was out for the count like in 2 seconds. Like the dude did him real quick and knocked him across the room. He was done. So he had like no help, you know.
He had to go ahead and make up for it later on, though. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm not down for the count. I might be out, but I ain't down for the count. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So I like the support. I definitely like the support. And again, you like him for her, you know. So, and again, this all plays back into the audience's heart because you know that the guy is a good dude. You know her daughter's a good kid. You want that for her. However, there's something pulling at her, and she needs to find out what it is. That's a piece of thread that she's steady pulling on. So, you know, of course, man, the mystery still goes, and you know, her and Sam, they have to kind of bond a little bit, you know what I mean? And there's some antics, of course, with that in the car and all those things there. Definitely thought those were funny scenes. You know what I mean? Like every scene that they had, a little banter between them. You know what I mean? Exactly. We're very, very funny because technically, like he's the bad guy in a sense. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy who would do this and do that, and she's the not stay-at-home mom, but she's the mom, and you know what I mean, to be in the PTA, and oh my gosh, she's making cookies and just super innocent, right? You know, just pure. However, as it goes on, you get to find out, like, man, Samantha's not so pure, and we get to learn that as we get into the antagonist. And I got to tell you, man, Timothy, from the first scene they showed him, he was a almost likable bad guy, right?
Yeah.
He was
good approach
charming.
At first to kind of flip it like that. You know what I'm saying? A nice way to introduce him, you know.
Right, like kind of you got the handsome, charming guy, but will kill you in a second, bro. Will kill you like it's nothing. Like you know what? Hold on for a second. Let me get off the phone. Let me kill this dude real quick. I'll be right with you. You know what I'm saying? Just
literally, I'll call you. Actually, matter of fact, give me about 5 minutes. I'll call you right back. And then when he's done with you, you literally see him at the end of the scene call that person back.
Yeah, dude's like,
yeah,
what?
man, my bad, man. I had to handle some business.
So, but just a really, really good villain because of that smile and charm or whatever. That's so like off-putting. It's so diffusing. You know what I'm saying? It will diffuse you. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, he's a good guy. Oh, he's killing me. You know, so I like that. I like that. You know, that choice in villain. You know, make him likable. I mean, because it's easy to not like the bad guy. You know what I mean? They do bad things, but it's hard
They
to.
supposed to be set up that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how it's built by design. So when you go against the grain to say, well, maybe take another look at this one. Like, he might not be as all bad as they cracked up to be.
Exactly. Especially if you find out what his motivations are. You know what I mean? And that's what you kind of find out later on. Now, he is a cold-hearted dude. Ain't no doubt about it. He's a cold-hearted dude. So, I like that. Give us, if you're gonna give us a good protagonist, give us an equally good but bad antagonist, and they gave us that in Timothy. But Timothy has a line. Now, Timothy has this line of, I can tell when people are lying to me. You know what I'm saying? You know, now they don't say how he can tell, but he seems pretty convinced that he can tell when people are lying or not lying. You know what I'm saying? So again, another callback. But again, like I said, as Sam and Samantha, as Mitch and Samantha are going from place to place, they're trying to, bond and all this stuff here and find out about each other and so forth. There are there are moments with them, bro, that are just so funny that it is ridiculous. I love the blend of the action along with the levity, along with the mystery to find out who this person is. I thought all of that was great, the way they was able to work with each other. There were little moments in it where he's like, oh, I'm a driver Miss Days, but it didn't make you feel like, okay, this is just the white woman treating the black man like this and however. Now, I will say, because she's a super spy and he's just a, I don't know, I don't want to say like a thug or hoodlum or whatever, but kind of a hoodlum in a sense, you know what I mean? But there were moments, bro, where he just seemed so like helpless, you know what I mean, around her, that I was like, golly, boy, ooh, wee. That's a heck of a role to have to, to play as a man, you know what I'm saying? As a man, like he wanted to try to be tough, but there was just certain moments where it's like she's just so trained, you know what I mean, as this person who she is, that he can't really do anything but kind of just sit there and watch, you know what I mean? So I had thoughts about that. I did have thoughts about that where I was like, I don't really know. It would have been nice if he had a little bit more guff about himself, you know what I'm saying? I think that would have been cool too. However, they saw it differently. It's all good. But as we go on, man, we get more characters in. We get the character played by Brian Cox. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you one of my favorite scenes in this whole movie, bro. Good God Almighty! When they introduce him, bro, and he is sitting at that table, and that dog is in, and I don't even know who she is to him. His sister or something? I don't know, because she was older. She looked older than he was. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know who she was, but he called her Alice, and the dog is sitting in her lap, and that dog is licking its butt like no tomorrow. And all you can see him is he can't even eat his food, bro. And he's just like, Alice, the dog, please. What's wrong with the dog? He's been licking his butt for over an hour. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that whatever is that he's trying to dislodge is either there for good, you know what I'm saying, or gone for good, or there to stay. And I'm like, bro, that I just lost it, because I thought that was just like the funniest thing. Because you see dogs sometimes, they just licking. Like, what are you trying to get? You know what I'm saying? What is it? You know? But just that was just, I mean, bro, he couldn't eat his food, man. And I just thought that was like the perfect way to bring him in as a character for you to know who he is. You know what I'm saying? Because he was deadly serious about it. Like, he was super serious. But of course, you know what I mean? It does suck that bringing this character in also meant that, that was the way for the bad guys to find Samantha. Now they don't know any better, you know what I'm saying? Like she hasn't come into her own yet. And Mitch Hennessy, he doesn't know any better. They don't know to not call this person like that. They're not thinking about phones being tapped, but it is. And bro, when we get past this part, that's when we get to the first super major action scene. Things in the beginning were just little hints, but the first major action scene is when they're waiting at the train station or bus station or whatever that is, and they think that Dr. Walden is coming and is really Timothy and them, and it goes down, bro. It goes down after that. Let me tell you, boy. She's still Samantha, but she's dope, bro. It's steady coming back. You know what I mean? Just slowly and surely. And that's one of the things where you can really start to see, like, okay, she is not playing at all. Like, she plays no games. Jumping out of the windows, shooting down at the, when she first pulled up, she saw that it was like thin ice and all that. Just little things that they do, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the director's doing. Saw it was thin ice and knew that, hey, I can escape out this window and shoot in this ice and it'll break free. So it was just little stuff like that, man, throughout the whole movie, bro. That I just thought was just ingenious personally. And then of course, the more digging you do, right? They say, hey, be careful what you try to dig up. You leave the past in the past. And as she does this, it uncovers more and more of the mystery of exactly like who she was and the reason that she ended up in the position that she ended up. And what we basically come to find out is that she truly was a spy. Charlie Elizabeth Baltimore. Now for y'all hip hop heads out there, I know y'all know that there was a female artist named Charlie Baltimore. She used to be down with Big E and all them, and she definitely got her name from The Long Kiss Goodnight. The Long Kiss Goodnight was a very popular movie, like hood-wise. That's why it surprised me that it didn't get more than 30.5 million, because hood-wise, it was such a popular movie. Like it was, people quoted it. Even Biggie, you know what I'm saying? Even the notorious Big, he made a song called The Long Kiss Goodnight in reference to this. So with it being such a popular movie, I definitely thought it would have made more. However, there are other things that transpired in this movie, but I'm going to, like I said, give you blow for blow. But we definitely come to find out that she truly is indeed a spy, for sure. There were certain organizations she was trying to infiltrate, certain people she had to get close to and do things with, you know what I mean, in order to be able to go and assassinate them. And those people are still out here, but things have changed. Old enemies become new friends. So, sometimes when it happens, let's go ahead and bury some of that evidence and get rid of the people who may become a problem. And Charlie Baltimore was definitely a problem. Now we also know the breath holding scene. And speaking of her husband again, Rennie Harlan, they practiced breath holding in their bathtub for that water torture scene. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, when I would see that scene, I was like, man, that looks real. Like they didn't do a lot of camera cuts. It looked like she was really holding her breath. And it was like, wow, is that really her under that water? And that basically just let you know that was actually her under that water. I did think that was really really cool the way they actually put all that together. Now, we'll go ahead and get to rating the movie. But let me tell you, this is something you have to see all the way, to the end for yourself to know just how good it is. But when it comes to me proving about this being a Christmas movie, a lot of times with Christmas movies, you would have characters that change. You know what I mean? Like they may start off some kind of way and then they change for the good or however, or somebody who's being bad, they are punished. There were all of this in that movie. Okay. There were people who were definitely punished for being bad. There were people who used to be bad that turned good, and definitely at the end, having the ending that it had, that's the type of Christmas movie you want to have. You get that gift at the end, and that person was able to get that gift at the end. They were able to change who they were, and they were able to become a better person, for sure. So, you know, besides all the aesthetics, the aesthetics of Christmas, okay, besides just all of that, the message of Christmas was actually there as well. You know, even down to the bad guy giving the daughter a doll for Christmas. He even said it himself. It's like, hey, it's Christmas, man. Forget you. So, yeah, man. So again, like I said, you know, there's with the director just putting little things in there that are callbacks, right? You know, we talked about the little boy with the cigarettes, and then later on, you know what I mean, him being called back on that cigarette, you know, being actually out there smoking, and then of course running into, you know, Charlie Baltimore and regretting smoking that cigarette, you know. Lessons learned, of course, that's Christmas movie type stuff. Just all those little things that kept you engaged and made you laugh. And then Samuel Jackson's, he was on fire, man. I mean, he was like line for line. Like you couldn't wait for him to be on the scene because you just won't know what he's going to say. Like I was saying before, I don't necessarily agree with him being treated so much as such a soft character as a man. I think he could have been a little bit tougher because he was almost the damsel in distress the whole movie. He had a gun in his hand at times, and he still was the damsel in distress. And she even said, like, you couldn't hit the lake if you were standing at the bottom of it. Good Lord have mercy. So, you know, so I wasn't really feeling that. You know what I mean? I wasn't really feeling that. Now, however, I definitely didn't like the female empowerment. Instead of Bruce Willis, you know what I mean? You know, you got Gina Davis, and she's tough, man. You know what I mean? Like she's a G. She is definitely holding it down. It looks believable. Her fight scenes, everything looks believable, man. You know, and I did like that for her. You know, because she's a beautiful woman, right? You know, you wouldn't think that she would be in that type of role, but she actually owned it, and it was believable, super believable. Like it wasn't like, oh my God, she wouldn't. Ain't no way, you know. No, you could literally see it. She owned it. You know, she definitely had the height. You know, because she's a tall woman as well, so she definitely had the height to make it believable as well. So, you know, I was definitely down for all of that. Like I said, I didn't see too many moments where I felt like it was dragging. There are moments where I felt like they probably could have left that scene out, but it wasn't a whole bunch of them. You know what I'm saying? It really wasn't. For the most part, it flowed. You know, you had a little bit of espionage in there. You had a little, you know, had some political games going on. You see what I'm saying? Kind of made you think about certain things. And when it comes down to terrorists and the way that, you know, Congress may get money, you know what I'm saying? Or you may get money out of Congress, rather, to have other motivations. It makes you go back and say, well, I wonder, was that actually real? Was that terrorist attack actually real? You know what I mean? 911 anyone? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you just like, you don't know. But this was in 1996. They were talking about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like having a patsy of sorts in order to get Congress to give you more money, you know? So it was all there. It was stuff like that was in there that had me like, okay. I like that. Especially when you get older. I was much younger when that movie came out. So to be older and hear that, I'm like, okay, I'm riding with that. So for all in all, man, I mean, just all the way around, I thought it was a very, very well-rounded movie. It was comedy, but it wasn't too much. There was action, but it wasn't just too much. There was enough of a story. There was character development that made you care about the characters that you were watching. You wanted those characters to win. Like I said, you saw that, you know, as she became Charlie Baltimore don't care. She ain't care nothing about her family. She don't care nothing about her husband. She don't care nothing about all that. You know what I'm saying? She out here to do a job, period. However, but you're saying though, but you were still Samantha. So what about the people that you left behind you? You know what I'm saying? So you want them all to win. You want them to be together as a family, especially around Christmas. So again, like for me, man, I was like, man, this is just genius the way he was able to put this all together and make it make sense. So for me, man, I still to this day I think this is a very, 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 very strong movie. I totally do think it's a Christmas movie. I do think that you could watch this at Christmas and still be in the Christmas mode. All the winks to Christmas that's in there, not just it's around the time of Christmas, but there's just still certain things that let you know we're still dealing with Christmas. So it's a 9, man. It's a 9 for me, man. It's a 9, man.
My cohort always brings up these great points, and again, this is a movie that I was checking out, for the very first time. New lens, fresh eyes, you know what I'm saying? And if I could just be straight up, my man was right. This was a very good movie to me. You know what I'm saying? I think the story I was able to get into, I think characters, Gina Davis, everybody, Samuel Jackson, everybody just played their role phenomenally. The cast up and down, of course, talking about it with my cohort, he's bringing up the directing and stuff like that. And I'm really like looking back on it like, he has a really good point. The way he shot certain scenes, the callbacks, the way he paid attention to detail when it came to certain aspects of the movie, he really took care of this movie, and he really helped kind of shape it in a positive way that I thought this was a really good movie, Now, were some scenes kind of drawn out for me a little bit? Maybe so. I got the point. But maybe you needed that in a way of explanation, and maybe you needed that in a way of, understanding, giving us the perspective of Mitch having it kind of hard with his family aspect because, he's the guy that always gets it wrong, and then you already know, painting that narrative, then that means that somewhere he's gonna get his. He's gonna get it right. And that was just one of them instances where, once we got here, we was able to see he get that moment, and just on and on about how great this movie was, really, specifically in certain details. I was taking notes as well, and I would say, okay, I can understand why you feel like this is a Christmas movie, right? I can understand it completely. Now, am I gonna let go of my point? No, but at the same time, I can see my man's perspective, and I get it. Just Gina Davis's character being able to display these split personalities between Charlotte and Samantha, and her portrayal of just, being that mom, that suburban mom, which always made me feel like, okay, there's so many black ops and, people who devote their lives to the cause, and you always wonder how many of them want this exact same thing. She was just able to live in it for a little bit before she was called to action, and the action in this movie, top notch, brother, top notch. I mean, now, did we get our, it's 96, so was any of it as clean as it could be? Probably not, but at the same time, that's what you gotta love, that aspect of it, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, my heart is sitting at a nice little 8 for this movie, man. It was a really good movie. I didn't dock too much from, some of the smaller crevices and nuances that I'm speaking of. But I think a strong 8 is good for this movie. It's a really good one, and I think you guys will enjoy it at the end of the day.
That rounds us out of 8.5. You know what I mean? That's fair. I get it. I can't be mad at it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we gonna have to end it on that one, because I still think it is totally a Christmas movie. And we riding to that. He doesn't, I do. But I love it. I love that, that we have these difference of opinions about it. Now, I will say, though, for all you Samuel L. Jackson fans, for y'all that didn't know, you know what I mean? The audience demanded Samuel L. Jackson's survival. Okay, in the film's original cut, Mitch Hennessy died. However, during a test screening, an audience member reportedly yelled, "You can't kill Sam Jackson, mother!" Well, they didn't say the mother, but they said, "You can't kill Sam Jackson," leading the director to rewrite and reshoot the ending to ensure his character that his character survived. So there actually is a point in the movie where you think he's dead, and he comes back like, "You can't kill me, mother." So I'm like, oh, that's cool, because he originally was supposed to die, and he wrote him back in, and he used that line. So I'm like, that was tight. So okay, now before we leave, man, before we wrap this all up, like a present. Do you mind hitting us up with that QOTD?
Yes, sir. And our quote this week reads, "Don't be afraid of your fears. They're not there to scare you. They're there to let you know that something is worth it."
Nice.
If it's worth fighting for, you gonna keep swinging, ain't you?
You got to. You got to, baby. You got to. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get to the prize, baby. That's how you get to the prize. Nice. Well, okay. But, of course, God hit you with the mantra. And y'all know, if you've been riding with us, y'all know what it is. Say it with me. It's not the quantity of people.
What is
it's
it?
The quality. Hey.
That's right, ladies and germs.
Woo! Merry Christmas to all of you.
And
to all of you out there, and all a good night. We love that. We love that. I want to say, listen, as we end the rest of this year, definitely want you guys to have a Merry Christmas and a happy New Year. But thank y'all so much for riding with us this year, 2025, the same way that y'all was riding with us before in 24 and 3.
Couldn't have did it without y'all, man. And hopefully y'all be riding with us in the 26th, dog.
Correct. But in order to do that, there's one thing you got to do first, and that is please.
What's that?
Like. And subscribe. And please turn on your notifications and help us get to this 500 subscribers, baby.
And it should ensure that our videos are reaching you guys like we hope that they are.
Yes, absolutely. Because we think that sometimes, for some reason, some people's notifications have been turning off on them magically. All right. So I don't know why, but please check those notifications and tell your friends to check their notifications because something's going on a little screwy. We don't know what it is. But anyway,
sounds a little fishy.
We appreciate y'all. Shout out to the best producer in the world, and that is Timmy.
Timmy.
Couldn't do it without you, kiddo. We appreciate you both show. And like I said, Merry Christmas. One and all.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. And to all, a good night.
A good night. I bid you adieu. Mwah. Good night. Bang.
Peace.
Merry Christmas!